Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone for preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And Shalom to the Akim scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. When I say Shalom to you Akim out there. And this is another sit-down lesson that I want to bring out. This is from CNBC.com. And this was updated Wednesday, May the 10th, 2023 at 4:13 p.m. And this was published by Brian Evans and Samantha Serban from CNBC.com. And it reads, and keep this in mind, I believe for the past 2 or 3 days, you've been having the markets, the market's been down far as the Dow Jones is like a 3-day losing streak. And this comes of the as of lately, what the First Republic Bank, the Silicon Valley Bank as of recently, the Signature Bank and PacWest banks as well too, kind of affected, what the stocks and markets and stuff like that. I believe, if I'm not for sure, the S&P 500 probably went down right along with the Dow Jones as well too. But the highest one was the Nasdaq composite. So, I just want to add a note to that, but I'm going to read this news article. It says Nasdaq closed 1% higher Wednesday after inflation data cooler than expected. And it says the Nasdaq composite closed higher Wednesday as investors fled to tech stocks after tempering than expected inflation report. It says the S&P 500 added 0.45%, while the Dow Jones Industrials, including a downward by 0.09%, and the Nasdaq gained 1%. It says the April consumer prices increased it to 4.9% from a year ago, which has less than 5% annual increase anticipated by the economists pulled by the Dow Jones monthly over month inflation match expectations with the 0.4 increase in April. It says the Treasury yields tumbled followed the report, furthering supporting the stock market, which has been worried about the higher rates, with the recent interest rates as well too, as they continue to tackle the inflation. But the inflation been down, I believe this is like the second time in this year so far. It has cooled down a little bit. But, they still trying to tackle with the inflation, even though it's going down, and it might kind of affect the economy as well, too. So, I just want to add a note to that. But continuing on with the reading, it says Treasury yields tumbles following the report furthers supporting a stock market which has been worried by higher rates snuffing out the economy growth. Right, because you had like economy growth, it was at a slower increasing pace when you had the last report came out. It says optimistic for the disinflation process to remain in place is high, as this report shows the shelter prices remains elevated, which just remains the lag which are seeing with rent prices should start to meaningfully show over a few months. It says Ed Horner, senior market analyst of Ladanya, inflation should continues to decline over the next few months by falling back to 2%. Will be a lot harder given the strength in the labor market. It says overall market signs were contained as a silicon stocks, which are mostly close linked to the economic trading lower shares by like Nike and Caterpillar ending the sessions lower, as some investors reasoning the inflation was slower because of the recession is imminent or has already arrived. The Airbnb and Telefo fell 10.9%. It says and 12.6% respectively a day after the reporting a rig forecast electric vehicles market burner closed 1.8% a day after the company posed a narrower than expected loss. It says earnings seasons continues Wednesday, which results from Disney and Robinhood, but despite of the latest sign of inflation increasing, It says at a lower month-over-month clip in April, Wall Street similarly cautious on sparking the full-blown rally. It says which each passing month without slowing the core inflation, which the chances of getting the FOMC forecast for the year after receding at Stephen Stanley, the chief economics, and Amherst First Point, if I pronounced that right. So to me, this is not a dovish result. And it says trading also monitoring the latest updates of the U.S. debt ceiling as worrying amount, right? Because that can affect the markets as well too. While you have the recent bank declines with the Silicon Valley, First Republic Bank, and these other banking companies as of lately, as well too. It says the traders monitoring the latest updates of the U.S. debt ceiling as worry mount that an agreement may not be released before June 1st. Right, because there have been, for the past couple of weeks, have been a lot of speculation off of that, if they're going to, increase their debt ceiling, or they're going to have it in default. So it's been a lot of discussions on both sides, on the conservative side and the liberal sides as well too. It says, which is the earliest date Treasury Department says the U.S. could default. President Joe Biden held a key meeting with the Congress congressional leaders after a bill Tuesday, but comments from the leadership on both sides of the side suggest that little progress was made. Biden and the congressional leaders will meet again on Friday. So they met with each other on Tuesday. Now they could meet with each other on Friday, even though they had little progress with that. So we're going to see how that going to play out. So the only thing that really gained was the Nasdaq Composite, and the S&P 500 had a little solid gain as well too. But as far as the Dow Jones, it's been down for like 3 or 4 days now. Due to the fact with the interest rates, with the close monitoring the debt ceiling between Joe Biden and the U.S. congressional as well too, as they met this Tuesday and they meet again on Friday. Right along with you dealing with mild recessions increasing, the consumer spending going up, cost of living is going up, gas prices going to continue to go up as well too, and dealing with the fall of the American dollar as well too. So we're going to see how this is going to plays out with the upcoming meeting between the congressional and Biden and his representation as well too. Right along, you're still dealing with the the increase in mild recession as well too, and dealing with the recent effects of the bankings as well too. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying. I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akarkadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching his word, truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, preaching the word, truthfully and sincerely as well too. And until next time, I would say shalom.